We do understand how difficult and tough it's been for you in recent years. Many of you are facing change on a daily basis, and often unbearable pressure is being placed upon you at your workplace by the company as they try and move change forward on their terms. We all know that change is a reality. We all know that we're facing some very difficult circumstances with pensions, with competition, and the fact that we do have to adapt to what undoubtedly is a changing world of communications. But I suppose the truth is that we have a very different view of what modernisation looks like. And what we want to do now is explain to you why it's essential that you vote yes in this forthcoming National Industrial Action ballot, and that we also spell out the consequences of what a no vote will mean for you.
I'm voting yes in the national ballot because I want to have a full-time job in the Royal Mail.
I'm voting yes to protect my pay and my conditions.
I'm voting yes in the ballot because I want a strong union that can negotiate in the workplace to look after people that work for Royal Mail.
In 2007, Royal Mail told you that they was prepared to introduce change by agreement. They said that there would be 4 phases of change and that we would jointly shape and take forward modernisation. Now they've abandoned that approach, and in its place they've reverted to the same attitude that we've seen before from the company, which is based on we make the decisions, you do as you're told. And the reason that they're putting that forward is that they're saying that they're seeing a 10% volume loss across the whole of the business. But they have never properly validated those figures. They've never shown any information to the union where we can make a genuine assessment of whether or not those figures are accurate. And what the company are actually doing is ignoring the fact that they also claim to have taken out 40,000 jobs in recent years, therefore ignoring the obvious point that this means you're already working harder than ever. It's our view that what the company are now saying is just an excuse to move forward change on their agenda and their agenda alone. Don't forget, this is the same management team that has been publicly criticised and attacked by the government and by the independent Hooper report for failing to engage the union and the workforce, for not being transparent about their numbers and their performance figures, and also, crucially, for not possessing the skills to successfully transform the company. This ballot really is about issues that are fundamental to your future and the future of the company. It's about whether or not we're going to have sustainable full-time jobs and whether we're going to be able to deal with change in an agreed way, or whether the company continue to impose change by diktat, which will result in a part-time industry and will result in ultimately compulsory redundancies. It's about whether you actually benefit from change, which is what Royal Mail signed into in 2007, or whether the company continue to attack your earnings, your pay, your pensions. Most importantly, it's about your local working environment and whether or not your workload is based on fair and objective measurement, or whether it's going to be based in the future on Royal Mail's unachievable budget demands that bear no resemblance to the work that you have to do on a daily basis.
I've been in the job 30 years now, and I can't see how I'm going to survive my retirement in this industry based on Royal Mail's proposals to have us all, or predominantly as part-time workers. You know, we don't know whether we're going to be in a job in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
What's at stake is our jobs, our pensions, the future of Royal Mail, as I see it.
Management have got to take notice. Royal Mail have got to sit down with our national negotiators, get round the table and negotiate that national deal that we want to make the changes within the modernisation that we need.
I can assure you that we've tried every conceivable angle to avoid the position that we're currently in. In January 2009, when the Hooper report first came out and criticised both the company and the union, we wrote to the Chief Executive, we took the initiative. We said that we wanted a fresh start on industrial relations. That offer was rejected by the company. Since then, in our negotiations with the company, we've made genuine offers of no strike deals. We actually offered the company 3 months of no strike deals guaranteed. And all we were asking is that they stop the arbitrary attacks on your jobs and on your terms and conditions. Our position is entirely reasonable, and now it's essential that you vote yes in this forthcoming ballot in order to keep the pressure on so that we can finally secure a national agreement that will mean modernisation is done in your interests and in the interests of customers as well as the company. As a direct result of management's actions and the fact that they continue to try and impose unachievable budget savings on you in your workplace almost every year. Up to 40,000 of our members have already participated in strike action. They're fed up. They're sick and tired of the pressure that the employer is placing on them in the workplace, and they want a solution to these problems. So we're looking for an agreement. We're looking for an agreement that will ensure that at local level change can be deployed fairly, where you have a say in it, where you can voice your opinion and your union has an agreement on how that change will be introduced. We're looking for an agreement that gives you job security, that sustains full-time jobs, that means we have an agreed ratio between the full-time and part-time resourcing mix within the industry. And we're looking at an agreement that will give you real choices over your future. We're looking for an agreement that fairly rewards you for change. Only a couple of months ago, every one of you received a letter from the Chief Executive saying what a fantastic job you were doing. It was only a couple of months ago when the company announced its best profits for many, many years. And it said that that was down to the hard work that you've put in. So it's only fair that you now get a reward from that change, which is exactly what the company signed into in 2007. So we want to see you have a modern approach to pay. Higher basic pay is still very much on our agenda, and any modern company needs to address that issue. We want to see you benefit from the introduction of automation. The company are going to make huge savings when they bring in new machinery. And it's absolutely right and important that you benefit from that machinery. What does that mean? Well, the company can afford to bring in a 35-hour working week. It can afford to give you modern attendance patterns. It can afford to make sure that we have a resourcing mix available that means more of you can take time off at the weekend and be with your families. All of these things are part of the benefits package that we're looking for. More importantly, this was always the intention of the agreement that we concluded in 2007.
I'm going to vote yes because I want to ensure the membership in this union have better working conditions.
The reason why I'm voting yes is that I want a future in Royal Mail.
I'm voting yes to keep a union presence within Royal Mail.
You'll be receiving a ballot paper in the next few days concerning an industrial action ballot. That ballot's about your future. That ballot is about putting pressure on the government and not allowing this government to walk away from its responsibilities, whether that's on pensions or on regulation. But it's also about modernisation of the company. It's about your work life. It's about your work-life balance. It's about how you're treated in the workplace. It's about whether you have dignity and respect in the workplace. It's about your future. Your union exists to protect and promote your interest and your future. You're going to have an opportunity in this referendum on how Royal Mail's run at the moment. It's a referendum about your future. We want you to vote yes. We want you to mark the future out, and that future is a successful, modernised Royal Mail with good terms and conditions. You voting yes will ensure that we get that future.
The sheer scale of change you are facing is unprecedented, and a yes vote is a vote for fairness. So vote yes for a new job security agreement, vote yes to benefit from change, and vote yes for a better local working environment.